face. These thoughts in my mind won't escape, cause I come from a place.
Yo, peace. Georgia Roll Mo. Back to give you the truth about Akon. And I have 3 points I want to touch on concerning Akon. The first point, Akon allowing Tekashi 6ix9ine to remix Locked Up. Now the reason behind that is simple. Akon is musically cold. He's been musically cold for years, for over 12 years now. And nobody cares about his music. He's put out countless mixtapes, countless singles. He just put out 3 albums in the last 12 months. Nobody cared about. Nobody's concerned with. He put out a, I think, reggaeton album or something like that, some kind of Latin album. Nobody cared about it. He put out another Afro Beats album. Nobody cared about it. He just put out an album called Ain't No Peace. Nobody cared about it. So he's a wave rider, as you can see, a clout chaser, trying to ride the wave of Afrobeat, tried to ride the wave of Latin music, and now he's trying to ride the wave of the revolution that's going on in America concerning black people. So that's the reason why he allowed Tekashi to remix Locked Up. He was banking on the song being a hit, being on the charts again. That's the reason why he let him use it and let him remix it, because he's musically cold. Point number 2. In the Vlad interview, he said that China had done more for Africa than any other country. Now, Akon looks like he may be the black face that China is using to get into Africa, or they used to get into Africa to get all these different territories and different countries to come in, to let them come in and usurp all the resources. So basically, they've been giving loans, billion-dollar loans out to different countries. And if you read all of the reports that have been coming out about these countries not being able to repay these loans, and that's very problematic. And also, they're not only giving loans, but they're also taking resources in the meantime. So they're taking resources, and these countries also have to pay them back. And it's looking like a lot of these countries won't be able to pay those loans back, these billion-dollar loans. So if a loan goes into default with the country, what happens? China comes in and takes over. So it's not like they're buying the resources. They're bartering their capital to get resources, and then the country still have to pay back these high dollar amount loans, and I don't know what the interest is or what. So it's looking like recolonization, and this time it's just got a Chinese face on it. So Akon is looking like the biggest coon, the biggest Benedict Arnold ever, by being a face to help usher in this Chinese colonization. Now the third and final, the most important point to me. In his Vlad interview, he made the statement that African Americans hold on to slavery too much, or that we should forget slavery because it holds us back by remembering slavery. Now, this is very problematic because he's not an African American. He's an immigrant. So he has no right to say what we should do or what we shouldn't hold on to. Is he telling the Jewish community that they should stop holding on to the Holocaust and stop attacking anyone that speaks about the Holocaust, or anyone that's not sympathetic to the Holocaust. He's not telling them that they should forget and let it go and move on, but he comes out of his mouth and has the audacity to tell us that we should forget about it. Now the problem here is we still feel the effects of slavery, and we built this country. Slavery symbolizes our ancestors building the infrastructure for this country for free and making this the most powerful nation. And we haven't been compensated for it. It hasn't been made right. And we're still oppressed to this day. So, no, we can never forget slavery. There's an old saying that says, if you forget the past, then you're doomed to repeat it. So, no, we shouldn't forget slavery. We should never forget slavery. And if he's smart, he wouldn't either, because these same people that were slaves on this land came from his home country of Senegal. So, which is also still under somewhat of a colonization, because they use a French currency in their country. That's the main currency in their country is a French currency, and it can't be used in France. So what does that say? So he comes from a place that is still under a colonization, and they're a 99% black country. So, and we're the minority in this country. So how dare you tell us to forget something as huge of an atrocity, the biggest atrocity to ever happen in the world. You tell us to forget it, when those same people, this country wouldn't even exist without it. The audacity, the nerve of a nigga. So Akon is in my book the biggest coon possible. The biggest coon possible. And another thing, back to that first point, when he was trying to justify allowing Tekashi to remake that song, he tried to rewrite the story of what actually happened. He tried to rewrite the story of this dude snitching on all these people, this dude putting out hits on people, and actually being a part of all the fuckery that was going on, and then getting on stand and telling and coming out and saying, well, hey, these guys had sex with my girl and they said they're going to kill my mom. You're rewriting the story because this dude was actually a part of all of that flagrance that was going on. He was a part of the crimes. So how the street code is supposed to go: if you do the crime, you don't tell on the people that you did the crime with. That's how the street code is supposed to go. And it's just not even just a street code. It's a level of integrity as a person to do a crime and then to get yourself out of doing the time or being accountable for the dirt that you did. You tell on other people. This is integrity. That's low moral values. So Akon shows that he has low moral values for co-signing that bullshit. and for being out here being a spokesperson for this little nigga, talking about he was justified in doing it. Akon is a clown. He also said he built his whole persona as this person that was locked up and did hard time when he only did 3 stints of 8, 9 months in jail for some bullshit, for like some car thieving or something like that. So basically, the dude is a fake dude. He's a clown. He's a coon, and it's up for him. Like, he might as well hang it up. We never fucking with him again. Period. I'll never fuck with him again, just for speaking on African Americans and then ushering in colonialism into Africa, putting those countries in a bad spot. So it's up for Akon, and that's the truth about him. Real ones know more.
Niggas can't fathom or figure the figures this figure here is chasing. Old niggas want credit for my fresh, but I don't remember them niggas being like this. Niggas lame.